Hello everyone, welcome back to English with Saul. This is Kalal English. It's been a while. I hope you have found the previous lessons, the videos I uploaded and the quizzes I did useful to revise your lessons about tenses. Today we're going to start a new season, okay? These topics that we're going to cover for the coming 3-4 videos, in the coming 3-4 videos, it's about conditional sentences. I hope you will find them useful and it will clarify all the doubts you have about conditional sentences. Stay with me. Those of you who are new, please like, share, subscribe to this channel. You will benefit out of it. Thank you so much. So to begin with, what are we going to do today is conditional sentences. Okay, conditional sentences, what are they? Okay, and how are we going to use them? What are their functions? So we're going to cover these and other things, other points in the videos that are coming afterwards. So today we'll begin with conditional type 0. Okay, what is conditional type 0? I know most of us are aware that there are 3 other conditionals, not this one. We are familiar with conditional type 1, type 2 and type 3. So this is something new for most of us, right? So conditional type 0 is part of the conditional sentences where we use to talk about different purposes compared with conditional type 1, 2 and 3. So what are the functions? When do we use conditional type 0? Right? So the use of conditional type 0 is the first one. It's used to talk about or to express facts, okay? To express facts that are always true, okay? Or in general, we use conditional type 0 to talk about facts and general or scientific truths, okay? So when we want to talk about those issues, we use conditional type 0. It also has another function. The other function of conditional type 0 is to express cause and effect relationships, okay? When we want to talk about something happened as a result of another previous action, we use conditional type 0. So here in the functions or in the use of conditional type 0 to express about truths or general truths or facts, I am sure your mind takes you back to 1 tense, which we use to talk about general truths, facts, right? Things like that. Yes, you are right. Okay, hopefully you have guessed that this tense is the present simple tense. Yes, in conditional type 0, we use the present simple in both the if clause and the main clause. Okay, the if clause, if plus present simple structure, and in the main clause we also use another present simple structure. What it means is that conditional type 0 uses present simple tenses all through the structures, right? So this is one unique feature of the conditional type 0. Let's have a look at some examples, but before that, as you know, conditional sentences, they have 2 parts, the if clause and the main clause, right? The if clause is the condition that needs to be fulfilled, okay, so that this effect or outcome happens, okay? That's why we say we use the cause and effect relationship. If something happens as a result, okay? If this condition fulfills, okay, the other will come out, all right? So it's like the condition that needs to be fulfilled to get a certain result. For example, if you heat water to 100 degrees Celsius, what happens? It's clear. It boils. Okay? If you heat water to 100 degree Celsius heat, okay? If you put it on that temperature, it boils. So this is the condition in the if clause. This is the condition that needs to be fulfilled for the water to boil, right? In order for the water to boil, we need to heat it in a temperature up to 100 degrees Celsius, right? So this is the condition and the result or the outcome. Another example, if the sun sets, what happens if the sun sets? Okay? During the day, we have sunlight, and as a result, day is bright. Okay? Daytime is bright. But if the sun sets, it gets dark. It gets dark. You see? The relationship between sunlight and brightness of the day. So if the sun sets, it gets dark. Another example, if you mix red and blue colors, okay, red and blue, these colors, if we mix them, what color do we get? What color do we get when we mix these two? So if you mix red and blue, you get purple. You get purple. You see, this is some scientific or general truth, okay? When you put these two colors together, you get the color purple. The color purple. The other one, if it rains, the ground gets wet, because the last destination of the rain is the ground, right? So if rain comes down, it's obvious, it's true that the ground gets wet. So if it rains, the ground gets wet. The last example, if you freeze water, if you remember on the first example, we say if you heat water to 100 degrees Celsius, we said it boils. How about if you freeze water? Okay? If you freeze it in a deep freezer, okay? In a temperature 0 degrees Celsius. Okay? When we put water in a freezer, okay, which is 0 degrees Celsius, it turns into ice. Okay? It turns into ice. So when you freeze water, it turns into ice. When you heat water to 100 degrees Celsius, it boils. You see the relationship? If you heat it to 100 degrees Celsius, it boils. It evaporates. It turns into vapor. Whereas if you freeze water, if you put it in a 0 degrees Celsius temperature, it turns into ice. It turns into ice. So generally, before we move on to the exercise part, I'd like to do a quick review. So type 0 conditional has two functions. One, to express cause and effect relationship between two things. The other is to talk about generally true things or facts or general truths in general or scientific truths in general. So when we use the conditional type 0, we are trying to express facts, okay, or truths, or we're trying to express or show cause and effect relationships. The other is the form, okay? On both sides, both the if clause and the main clause takes present simple in conditional type 0. The if clause, if plus present simple, if you freeze water, it changes or it turns into ice, right? So present simple in the if clause and present simple in the main clause. Don't forget that, okay? So based on that, I'd like you to have a look at this exercise, okay? There are some 7 questions for you to match, okay? So I want you to match the if clause with the main clause on the other part, okay? The questions are, if I'm late for class, if you study hard, if I miss the bus, if you want to lose weight, if I don't have my glasses, if you add more sugar, if they don't eat, okay? First, I want you, before looking at this part, I want you to think about how you can complete these sentences on your own. For example, if I'm late for class, what happens? If I'm late for class, I miss some lessons, okay? I miss some lessons, okay? I can be absent as well, right? So what other options or what ways of completing these sentences do you have on your own before you do this? Take 2 minutes, okay? If you study hard, what happens? Okay? Can you complete that on your own? If I miss the bus, what will happen? Okay? If you want to lose weight, okay? You know that you gain weight and you want to lose weight. What will you do? Okay? Or what should someone do to lose weight? Right? So these are the if clauses. After 2 minutes, we'll do them together. Let me give you one example. If I am late for class, okay, my teacher gets angry. If I'm late for class, my teacher gets angry. Okay? My teacher gets angry. If you study hard, what happens? If you study hard, T-test is sweet, you will pass the test, people get hungry, I take a taxi to work, you should eat less, you can't read a book. I can't read a book. The answer is, if you study hard, you will pass the test, or you pass the test. So in this case, there's a confusion, so you can avoid will, okay? You pass the test. And if I miss the bus, I take a taxi to work because I don't want to be late. I don't want to be late. So if I miss the bus, I take a taxi to work. If you want to lose weight, Do you have to eat more or do you have to eat less? Yes. You should eat less. Perfect. And if I don't have my glasses, what do we need our glasses for? To read, right? So if I don't have my glasses, I can't read a book. I can't read a book. If you add more sugar, what happens to the tea? It tastes sweet. It tastes sweet. And finally, if they don't eat, people get hungry. People get hungry. So this is the first part of conditional sentences, type 0 conditional. And if you have any questions, I want you to put your questions on the comment section. Please like, share, and those of you who are new to this channel, please subscribe it to me. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Have a great day. See you. Have a great day.